the company had only been in business for a few years, has the exclusive rights to produce from the Vatican collection 72 pieces, one and one only, the first, the last, and the only Vatican collection pieces in precious metal. We can do them in silver and we can do them in gold.
Let's start talking about this, because some of the stuff you guys are doing has never been done before. In fact, why don't you focus like a laser on the David and what's happening there, and just how exciting that is?
Well, I'm a storyteller, so let me back it up a little bit from David, with your permission, Brett. Um, in November of 2021, Mark asked me to go to Florence, Italy, to meet with Ferdinando Marinelli, one of the world's oldest and finest foundries in the world. The only company that had permission from the Vatican to take what they call posthumous original master molds. In 1928, Ferdinando Marinelli's grandfather was commissioned by Pope Pius XII to come to Rome and secretly take plaster Paris molds of the entire Vatican collection and hide them away and store them, because the Pope felt and sensed that another world war was coming. And basically that remained a secret until, I think in 1972, it was, some maniac took a hammer to the Pietà. You may remember that, it was historic, and they needed to restore it. Well, the then present Pope knew about this situation, so they called Ferdinando Marinelli's grandson, and they were able to take the original master mold and restore the Pietà to its original piece. So now that we discovered that, Mark discovered that, he asked me to go. And I said, well, I'm not going. And he said, well, Michael, why not? Because we rarely disagree. We're kindred spirits. And he said, well, you have, Mark, it's COVID. I'm not going. He said, well, I've not been vaccinated and you have. And you just really need to take one for the team. So honestly, Brett, barring a phrase from Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities, it was the worst trip of my entire life. But it ended up being the best trip of my entire life, business-wise. This was a true blessing. I spent a great deal of time with this phenomenal, iconic Ferdinando Marinelli. And I listened to his story. And at the end of the day, we were blessed with something. I actually call it an answer to an unasked prayer. Because now, Treasure Investments, the company had only been in business for a few years, has the exclusive rights to produce from the Vatican collection 72 pieces, one and one only, the first, the last, and the only Vatican collection pieces in precious metal. We can do them in silver and we can do them in gold. And oh my goodness. And that goes back to your question regarding the silver David.
Okay, pause there. I got to unpack this. This was so incredible. And you're right. That is an amazing story. I feel like it's out of, I thinking about, who's Indiana Jones, right? And he's going on a quest, right, to some far place overseas, and he's capturing some, like, chest in a cave somewhere. And essentially, you took a little journey like an Indiana Jones, and reluctantly too, right? You weren't necessarily excited to go with all the stuff going on, but you took one for the team, and you went there and you secured the exclusive rights for over 72 cast forms to be able to replicate uh, silver and gold of some of the most amazing art in the history of the world. Is that a fair summary, or did I miss anything?
You got it right, except that Indiana Jones knew what he was doing.